Good morning. Good morning. Let me turn down the volume a little bit. Let's see how low we can get it. Okay, I think 5 is fine. So yeah, morning. It's been a while. Well, for me, been a while since I've been online. I haven't done much, but I'm back now. And I want to start off with the IPDA data range, but don't ask questions, this guy. Just decides to casually push us over 100 subs. I'm not even gonna ask questions, man. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not even gonna ask questions. Anyway, something else I'm also looking at. I'm not sure if you guys are paying attention to the dollar measures right now, but I'm looking at it. I'm looking at GBP AUD. I mean GBP USD specifically, because paying attention to the higher time frame charts here, like the weekly, actually the monthly chart. Yeah, I saw this from the monthly perspective. We can see that we are clearly going from external range liquidity to internal range liquidity. So we're going from the high that we swept, and this is clearly a total two because of how quick we came off of that high. And right now I believe we're coming back into this internal range liquidity, into this monthly fair value gap or monthly BPR. So coming into this, what would be the game plan then for me? I saw on the daily time frame that we have all these lows here, like we have these relative equal lows, we have that low, and now we're here. So on the daily time frame, I like the fact that we created a fair value gap yesterday, and a small range, well, in a bullish day on a down trend. So we got a fair value gap there that broke a swing low, which is a high probability fair value gap for me personally. So this is something that has my attention. So if I'm looking at a daily PDRA and this is my target, obviously my confirmation time frame will be on the hourly. So that's why I was on the hourly chart for GBP USD. On the hourly chart, I'm looking for Asia high because I believe this is actually London high. Yeah, this is actually London high. I'm looking for this high to be purged. I'm actually looking for a possibility of us running up, even probably all the way up to the Sunday opening price, if there is a high impact news, and then market structure shift on the hourly, strictly on the hourly because that's my entry time frame, and then first target can be these relative equal lows, which is Monday and Tuesday's lows. Then second target would be the internal range liquidity from the monthly. Is this actually the one? I don't think this is the one. Oh, it is. Well, close enough. Let's put it there. Yeah, I'm looking for something like this, where this is our first target, then that's our second target, and I think we'll get to the second target during NFP actually. So if we can somehow magically get up to the Sunday opening price today, that would be nice, because I would consider that to be the Wednesday high of week, and I would definitely I would definitely add a small position there. I'll definitely add a small position there, then wait for a shift in structure for a confirmation entry, then take it lower with two targets in mind. So yeah, GBP USD for me is the cleanest that I'm paying attention to today, and I think this week actually. let's see the high impact news that we have for this week. So today we have let me actually just copy and paste it. My chat is already looking too busy, but let's see. So today we have at 5 o'clock core CPI. We also have a tinier fair value gap on euro, but I'm not going to be paying attention to euro. But yeah, on the daily we have somewhat of a similar entry. Then we have the ADP non-farm employment change. We've got the ISM services PMI. Then we have Powell speaking in the afternoon. This should not be as volatile as FOMC. It should be just a quick view of some sort, I guess. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the speech is scheduled for, but yeah, we have that. And tomorrow we have unemployment claims. So my prediction on GBP USD is we tap into this fair value gap, create a market structure shift on a 1 hour time frame, and entry. But I would ideally like to see it reach at the Sunday opening price. I'll cover this obviously on my week ahead video, but this is something I'm looking for. That's not the point of this live stream. The point of this live stream is just literally, as I say, to chill and yeah, just take it all in. I didn't really plan anything for this stream, so I'm paying more attention. I'm just going to be doing the IPDA data range with you guys, and yeah, just chilling. April is gonna be a beautiful month. Exactly. Yeah, it is. It's gonna be a beautiful month, from the charts to everything else around us. So let's just start with dollar measures. I'm going to start with GU because we're here already. I believe most of you guys already have your IPDA data range. I'll talk about the dollar and what I'm looking for in the week outlook video, but I will obviously hint a little bit of it here in this video as well. So just yeah, keep an eye out on the video when it comes out. So let's start. Thank you. It's obviously not me. I couldn't have. It's not like I did anything to increase the sub count or something. So yeah. Thank you all. I don't even know half of you that actually subscribe to the channel, and I doubt all of you guys will actually be here through the entire journey. But I'm appreciative for those that are. So yeah, thank you. By the way, while we're here, I wanted to say that I wanted to give my views on the dollar index, but I'm basically bearish for the month on DXY, even though I haven't really checked out the seasonal tendency charts, but I think it's also bearish for this month if you do check it out. Let's finish this first. And I'm looking for some IPDA data range low to be swept, then take it back up. And I decided that this month I'll be pairing up the dollar with AUD USD because I'm sure that AUD USD is supposed to be bullish for this month. So I decided that it might be best to pair it up with a stronger pair seasonally, a stronger currency seasonally. So yeah, that's why I'm paying attention to. This is not actually supposed to be here. My mind is not focusing. So we got that high, that low, that high, that low, that high, and that low. Then we make all the lows to be that, and all the highs to be that. That is our IPDA for the month. Nothing insane. What happened? Why did this did not change? Okay, let's try again. There we go. So we go over there, delete this 20, go over there, delete this 60, and no, this 60. And finally back to 20. So we got that and the opening price right there. See, without even going to the AUD USD chart, we can already sort of assume that the AUD USD chart would look something similar to this, and the principle is always to buy below the opening, sell above the opening. So I'm looking for some sort of liquidity sweep from the 20 days low, 40 days low on AUD USD, not on this. Liquidity sweep that can allow me to take it back up to the previous IPDA levels, highs and lows. So assuming that we swept these 20 days low and 40 days low, my next target would be the opening price. Going through that, I would look for the 40 days high. Remember when I said that even though we've already purged those highs, we still consider them to be important levels. And then my next target going through that, if it does show some strong animation to the upside, would be the 60 days, and of course ultimately the 20 days high there. So I'll look for something like this. Of course this is GU, and I'm talking about a plan that's on AU. You'd have to check your charts, but I will obviously cover it here as well. I'm still monitoring this idea, by the way, so just something to do, but it's an hourly chart, so it will take a little bit of time to print out the data that I need to work with. How was you guys' week? How was you guys' weekend? The Easter weekend. I feel like mine just came and went. But how's everybody else's one? Let's continue. Measuring tool, go to the first day, Alt V, click on the first day, drag it out 20 bars, Alt V, minus 20 bars, Alt V, minus 40 bars, Alt V, and finally minus 60 bars, Alt V. Click away, then draw out your opening price, because we're already here. I decided to make mine a template. For those that don't know how to make a template, which I doubt you guys don't know, but if you decided to design this line and you like how it looks and stuff, you just click on this and save as a template right there, save as. So when you click on save as, you give it whatever name you want to give it, and yeah, boom, it becomes a template. So now whenever you want to just apply that template, you can just do that instead of having to type out everything and design everything and whatnot. I decided to make mine just EQ with a blue line. So yeah, we got that. Then we don't draw our IPDA highs and lows. My weekend was busy in a weird way, but spent it with those I love, so it made everything way better. That's good. That's, I guess, what everyone should be doing anyway. And it's always a good thing when you spend time with those you consider close to you, dear to your life, your heart. It's always a good thing. Easter. Let's see. That's this one is for 40 days. This high is for the 40 days. And this high and low is for the 20 days. ICT trader, yo bro, what's good? This language. I'm okay. Good morning. Actually, for your side, it's what? Good afternoon, good evening. I think it's more afternoon to evening. So yeah, how are you doing? How's it that side? How was your Easter? I don't know how you guys actually celebrate Easter, or is it just one of those busy places where everyone just keeps on working, and sort of forgets about public holidays and all these special days? Like, how do you guys primarily celebrate Easter that side in India? Do you think you'll be trading gold this week or month? I probably will. When I get an A++ setup, I probably will actually. But the thing is, I don't want to be the guy that sells the highs on gold, because we got, yeah, if you gave me this right now, I'm not gonna lie, I would wait for this fair value gap to complete, right? Wait for this fair value gap to complete. It's gonna complete in 30 minutes. Wait for this to finish. We got a swing low broken right there. Inside of this fair value gap, I'll be going down to my 5 minutes chart to look for the same setup. Wait for a market structure shift to the downside and sell. My sell position would be to the Sunday opening price, the blue line there, the weird gap that happened over the weekend. But yeah, that's the Sunday opening price. I would look for selling opportunities there, but I don't like the fact that I'm selling below the midnight price. I don't like that. I don't like that we opened and just fell without manipulating higher first. So right now, no, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching gold. But I did see that Nasdaq and the other indices made good shifts. Like, I know we're still in this giant chop right now. That's why I'm saying to myself that I don't really consider anything high probability until we get a market structure shift on a weekly time frame. So indices are not my favorite right now. I'm not gonna touch it right now. Did I enter AUD JPY? Yes, I did. During the Asia session. Let's see where it is. I did enter during the Asia session, and I pyramided here. There's so many lines on my screen already, and I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like this. Then this is too much. I did enter and pyramided here on AJ. Did you enter ICT trader? I'm not sure what your name is, but did you enter AUD JPY? If you did, what's your setup like? Where's your stop loss placement? Where's your target? What's your plan on AJ? If you entered. Jeez, this looks nasty. Yeah, this does not look nice. I'm just looking at the UJ chart. No, bro, waiting for a change of character for lower time frame, like 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Oh, okay. So you, yeah, because I think you're the one that said that you rather wait for the London session or New York session to trade. So now that we've gotten this, I'm guessing you're waiting for something like this to now happen on a 15 minutes, for example. You would like to see a swing high violated and close above. Once we get a close above a swing high, I'm guessing you're waiting for a retracement to a fair value gap of some sort to enter and take it higher. Something like this, I'm guessing. How do you use this IPDA 20, 40, 60 highs and lows? Possible drawn liquidity, or like SNR. Do you mean SMR, like smart money reversal, or is that something else? SNR, I don't know what that is. But how do I use IPDA for drawn liquidity? Well, for me, I use the IPDA data range for important highs and lows. It's sort of like why do people look at monthly lows and monthly highs? Why would you look at Friday's low, Friday high? Why would you look at Asia high, Asia low? Why would you look at January's highs and January's lows, and stuff like that? Why would you look at those levels? For me, I consider those levels important, right? And IPDA is basically the interbank price delivery algorithm. That's the algorithm running this whole thing, this entire chart, the whole market. So if the algorithm is telling you these are its important highs and lows, I think even we should also be paying attention to those important highs and lows. The important 40 days low, the important 60 days low. I know here it's all 40. Important 60 days low, important 20 days low, and of course the opening price. The opening price of the month, where we open in the month, tells you whether we're in premium or discount, tells you whether we are cheap or expensive. It's as simple as that. I do have a video, if you don't know, I do have a video where I cover IPDA data range. It's a very short video, straight to the point, and I think makes sense for a lot of people. Well, I hope it does make sense for a lot of people. I will link the video now I'll put in the comment section of this one or something. So yeah, I use that. I use the IPDA data range to tell me where important highs and lows are. It's not necessarily for inefficiency's sake. It doesn't really show me much for anything to do with inefficiency, but it's more for liquidity, important highs and lows. So your question is, how do I use them as a drawn liquidity? Well, exactly that. I just look to see where we are in the month and whether or not to be a buyer or a seller at that specific area, or like support and resistance. I don't use support and resistance. Well, I don't use it in a traditional sense. I don't the only way that you would ever find me using support and resistance is, say for example, I'm not sure if you are an ICT or SMC trader, maybe you probably not, but I look at this, let's say this fair value gap right here. Take for example this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, this fair value gap, this bullish fair value gap right here. This area is supposed to support price higher, right? This area should tap here, and it makes sense. It's also at a 40 days high. We're supposed to just tap here and push up probably to the 60 days high, right? But then we saw what happened later. We tapped into it, we tapped deeper into it, and we rejected higher, but we didn't take the previous highs. Now we're closing lower. So at this point, when we closed below this fair value gap that was supposed to support higher prices, I would now consider it an inversion fair value gap. So if price comes back into it, I'll probably be looking for selling opportunities. So obviously price printed later and we came back into it, and right here I'll be looking to sell. So yeah, and we can see how we used it as it was supposed to be support. Now we're using it as resistance for lower prices. And yeah, as we know, price printed out and got lower prices from there. So that's the only way you would find me using the term support and resistance in that sense. Yeah, I don't really trade support resistance the way everyone else trade it. I trade it the way ICT would trade it. How do you use highs and lows which are already taken out? Yeah, that's why I said with the IPDA data range, it's more, it's a bit more special. Let's put it that way. These were previous highs and lows that the algorithm took out, right? They are previous highs and lows, but it doesn't mean they're supposed to be forgotten about. It's almost like fair value gaps. Just because we failed to support higher prices with this fair value gap doesn't mean we just forget about it. Why did we pay attention to it so many days later? This is literally on the 21st of March, talking about a fair value gap that formed on the 7th. Why did we pay attention to it like 2 weeks later? Because these are important levels or signatures that the algorithm leaves for us, that we can't just ignore them. We can't just pretend they're not there. So the same goes for the highs and lows. These highs and these lows are critical to determining where the draw liquidity may be next. Like right now, if I was to ask you, where do you think AUD USD is going right now? You're probably going to tell me the 20 days low and 40 days low. Like very likely, because we can see we opened here, traded down into discount, took out liquidity, went back up into premium, short-term premium, because we went above the equilibrium line, which again, as I said, was the opening for the month. So right now we went above premium short-term, and we're probably gonna use that to fall off and take the important liquidity levels. So even though this, let's label this properly, even though this is a 60 days low, this happened 60 days ago, we don't forget it, because after the 20 days low, the algorithm is likely going to come down back to that level. Not that it's a low that needs to be taken out, but it's just to say that this is a previous low that was printed in the charts that the algorithm might want to attract itself to. So after getting to the 20 days low, it's likely going to attack the 60 days low level next, right? So let's just put it that way, the 60 days low level, the actual 0.64688 level in this case. So yeah, not that it's a liquidity that needs to be grabbed, but it's just another level that's critical for the algorithm to consider. I am an ICT trader, but the thing that caught me is how you use the IPDA or the highs and lows that are already taken on the 20, 40, 60. Yeah, I hope that explanation actually made sense. So it's the same way that we consider order blocks, the same way that we consider fair value gaps, the same way that we consider breakers and mitigation blocks. We don't just use it once. Speaking of that, let's go to the dollar index. The dollar index on a daily time frame has a volume imbalance, right? This volume imbalance was my first draw on liquidity when we were going higher, right? So this is a PDRA right now to me. So, and also this here, the fact that we drew up into it right there on Thursday, the fact that we drew up into this volume imbalance on Thursday doesn't mean that now, okay, we've reached our target and we're fine. Yes, we are technically fine, but then you know from what ICT teaches that a volume imbalance is not disregarded until we have a bullish candle body lay over it and a bearish body candle lay over it. Then we can remove it from our charts. So in this case, I saw just a wick and I thought to myself, yes, it could use this as resistance for lower prices, but I would like to see a body place over it. And of course, the next day opens and we've got a big range day with a whole body close over it. So for me to now neglect this fair value gap, this volume imbalance, I would have to see a bearish candle lay over this as well. Then I'll say, okay, now we can ignore it. Now we can delete it from our charts. So because in this case, right, why did we consider this volume imbalance? Even now, why are we still considering the volume imbalance? Because we could still take the previous day low, Tuesday's low, then continue higher. So why are we still considering this? Obviously because it's still an important PDRA, it's still an important signature in price that the algorithm may respect and push higher or lower. So that's, I don't know if that answers your question, but the fact that we consider old PDRAs means we can still consider old IPDA data range. I do have I learned the consideration of old levels from ICT's core content. I don't remember the exact video anymore, But I know if I dig through, I will find it. I know if I dig through, dig through my archives, I will find the video where he talks about considering old IPDA levels. So yeah, I understand better now. Thanks for the explanation. Would love to use this concept in my trading plan. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you actually understand. I didn't think I made sense there, but I'm glad you understand there. So for me, you can see obviously on my trading view that I have multiple tabs. So I'm looking at also from India. So I'm looking at a few things up there, but I dedicated this window for just the IPDA data range. So like, for example, I could be trading AUD JPY right now, but I'm not sure, are we in discount for the month, are we in premium? I don't really know until, of course, when I zoom out a little bit, maybe to my monthly time frame, maybe to my weekly time frame, or whatever. And then let's say I want to just consider my IPDA levels and see, okay, where are we now in price actually? Then that's the time you'll find me going to my IPDA chart for clarification. I don't like putting my IPDA and my everything all in one. I don't put my previous month's highs and lows and everything all here. I have a different view for everything, including my SMT divergences and stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things where you can just incorporate it in your trading. Doesn't mean that you should follow everything I say, but just as a confluence in a way. And yeah, glad you understood. Let's finish up AUD USD. Oh, by the way, speaking of liquidity, speaking of highs and lows, I don't know if you guys know of the, what you call this, am I from the Bahamas? Imagine, what does the Bahamas sound? I don't know what people from the Bahamas sound like. Okay, so we got the ICT PDRA matrix. I don't know. Let's see, matrix. I don't know if you guys know of the ICT's PDRA matrix, but jeez. Okay, wait. I'm trying to see if I can find one on the web. I don't remember where I kept mine anymore. So let me just find some random one. There we go. We got the ICT PDRA matrix, as in price goes from old highs and old lows, rejection blocks, bearish order block, fair value gaps. Obviously, in this case, it would be a CB, a bearish fair value gap, liquidity void, bearish breaker, bearish mitigation block, and so on. Then, of course, we get to our equilibrium, then do the same thing the other way around. What people tend to forget is that they consider fair value gaps a PDRA, they consider order blocks a PDRA, they consider breakers a PDRA. They forget that old highs and lows are also PDRAs, which is why turtle soups are possible, which is why turtle soups are a thing, which is why old highs and lows can be used as an entry. So if old highs and old lows are as critical as fair value gaps are, then why not also pay attention to old IPDA highs and lows, at least for the last 60 days. You don't have to look for the whole thing for eternity or whatever, just for the last 60 days, because those are the closest one that price is going to likely draw to. So yeah, that's just a quick side thing using the PDRA matrix. Or Madagascar. I am not from Madagascar, I'm not from the Bahamas, but I am from planet Earth, so close, almost there. Why did I enter Asia session during AUD JPY? Oh, because the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the Japanese yen, and the Swiss franc are all Asia session currencies. They all operate during the Asia session. The time that the New York session opens, the time those from the United States are waking up, is literally the same time that these guys are sleeping. It's evening that time. So AUD pair, AUD pairs, JPY pairs, Swiss franc, New Zealand dollar, those all use Asia session. So let me list them out. So it's AUD, NZD, JPY, CHF. These pairs, specifically these ones, are all operating only during the Asia session. That's why you find their kill zones are also during the Asia session. You see, the same way that you'd be looking for entries on GBP AUD, or let's say AUD USD, or let's say Euro USD. Yeah, let's use Euro dollar and GBP dollar. Those are two very well traded pairs during the London session. And why do you think that's the case? Well, because the market is only open during the London session for them at this time, right? So this is the time the UK time zone is awake. This is the time they're doing businesses and stuff. So this is the time you'll be trading them. So obviously for these ones, you'll be trading them during Asia. And then let's list out the ones for London. Let me see if this thing can just... For London, we obviously got GBP, we got Euro, and I think that's about it actually for the majors, of course. And then for the New York session, we've got CAD and we've got the almighty dollar. So yeah, because looking at this, you can obviously now see why would I be considering an entry during the Asia session. I would be considering this because AUD and JPY are both within the Asia session, so I wouldn't mind looking for an entry there. Take for example USD JPY. USD JPY, using what I just taught you now, what I just showed you now, I mean, you would know that the dollar is a New York session pair, New York session currency, and the JPY is an Asia session currency. So this pair, USD JPY, should be operational during the Asia session and the New York session. So you can obviously see, let's say on the 15 minutes chart, which is a nice intraday time frame, you can see how we got a liquidity sweep, we got a displacement, we got a high probability order block because it was an order block that took liquidity, we got a fair value gap, we got a market structure shift and everything, and now we are probably going for the buy side liquidity. How would you have capitalized on this initial move, the turtle soup, only during the Asia session? This was 8 p.m. New York time, so this all happened during the Asia session. Why? Obviously because it's an Asia session pair. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's why I traded the AUD JPY pair during the Asia session. The same goes with GA. GA is from, again, what I just showed you now, what I just told you now. GBP is a London pair and AUD is an Asia pair, so you can trade this, I mean currency, not pair. So you can trade this pair during Asia and or London. Same goes with Euro AUD, of course, because AUD is Asia, then Euro is London. Hopefully that answers the question. I'm not sure if that answered your question. Yeah, bro, I understand them. Been studying them for a year now. That's good. They say it takes about 2 years to see consistency and profitability when trading ICT's concepts diligently, of course, while maintaining your mental and psychological edge. So now, so no other lower time frame confirmation. No, I think if you're talking about AUD JPY, I don't think we've gotten that yet. AJ going down to the 15 minutes. Yeah, see, we haven't gotten the entry you wanted to take. We haven't gotten the entry. Some people would be looking for a shift, change in the state of delivery, a CISD, which is basically an order block creation. We got I'll be looking at this guy. If we get a closure above this, I would consider this bearish candle to now be a bullish order block. But I would like to see this bullish candle violated. I don't know if that makes sense. Let's do it like so. I know it's not an order block, it's technically a breaker if we close above it, but yeah, I'll be looking for this change in the state of delivery. When we close above this candle, we can look for a retest and continuation higher. But if you're looking for a market structure shift and not a change in the state of delivery, then you would be waiting for a swing high to close above a swing high. like here. We've got a swing high right there. MSS and question mark, since it's not confirmed yet. And I would normally just set an alarm alert, if it can just let me, once per bar close. So when we close above it, it will ping me, and that's the time I'll start looking for a bullish fair value gap for entry. So yeah, if you're talking about AJ, we haven't gotten a lower time frame confirmation yet. Rose says because of the yen. Yeah, exactly, because of the yen. What is going on? Need to check the euro card on the 4-hour now, but yeah. Yeah, because of the yen. The yen is an Asia session pair or currency, so you can't trade it during the Asia session. But the same obviously goes for AUD. So yeah, you're right. What's your entry and stop loss? Well, my entry was, you saw when I entered, actually I was on the 1-hour time frame because okay, let's start from beginning. Delete these. I was on the 1 hour because I started off with a daily perspective. On the daily perspective, we got a tag into this fair value gap, into this bullish fair value gap. And while we're doing that, we got an SMT with NZD JPY, which is the correlated market with this, right? So here we failed to take out the swing low, but when you compare this with the correlated market, the correlated pair in this case would be NZD JPY. When we go to the daily time frame as well for NZD JPY, it's easier to see on the 1 hour, but let's just use the daily for the sake of fairness. So on NZD JPY, firstly we can see how super bearish we are. I don't even see this fair value gap. Oh, it's there. Literally this same fair value gap you see here is literally all the way up here. So on NZD JPY it has been long invalidated and used as an inversion even. So yeah, we got a massive SMT if that's the case, where these lows are still protected. I did not even see this SMT, but we got this low not swept. On this guy we swept it already, so that's another SMT, but that was not the SMT I was looking at. I was looking at the daily candles. I saw that this low, the swing low that was made on the 28th of March over there, was swept by this candle that we created on the 1st on Monday. So for me, I consider this to be an SMT divergence right there. So because this guy swept the low while this one didn't, and this one is bullish, well, more stronger than this is, I decided to focus on this. So the same thing over and over again. Internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. External is this swing high, which is what you are highlighted, right? So I now, because of this idea, went down to my entry time frame. It's a daily IPDA array, so we go down to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we'll be looking for a shift in structure, a confirmation of some sort, and I saw that we got that already, because okay, now we can focus only on our pair, which is AJ. But I hope you can also see the SMT here easier. I hope you can. You can see this took the low while the other one didn't. Yeah, hope you guys can see the SMT clearer now. But yeah, so because of this, now I'm looking for an hourly entry, right? Let's go to our AJ chart. After we got this SMT, I am looking for any fair value gap to use an entry. So I think I entered here. No, during the Asia session, so I entered here using this fair value gap. I used that fair value gap to enter the trade. My stop loss, let me check. I put my stop loss a little bit further just in case. My stop loss is right here. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense level wise. I think the main idea behind this stop loss was just remember when ICT says when your IDEA has been invalidated by 3 PDRAs. When 3 PDRAs are not able to hold it, you should consider killing it. So I saw that, okay, if we invalidate this, if we push up now, invalidate this fair value gap, right? The next one will be this one and this other block, this bullish order block. So if we invalidate this bullish order block with this fair value gap and this one, the next thing is definitely gonna be the swing low. The swing low is also a PDRA. So if we also don't turtle soup this and we somehow continue falling off, I wanna be out of the trade. I don't wanna be in it anymore. So that's why I put my stop loss here. It's not a reasonable place in terms of risk reward, but it's a place where I decided I'm just gonna watch the chart when we get there and see what happens when we get there. You know, it's not somewhere that I'm like saying to myself, this is what I'm willing to lose. I'm not willing to lose that amount. But if momentum is showing me something else, then yeah, I will consider that. So the other thing to point out when we were talking about sessions and stuff and kill zones is that the US dollar is also able to affect every other currency, as we know. It's the main one. It's the world's reserve currency. So if the US dollar somehow starts gaining strength, statistically the yen JPY would be losing strength also. So let's say we got some high impact news today during the New York session, like NFP. If NFP somehow makes the dollar starts falling, AUD JPY would also be falling. Why? Because the yen would be rising, right? So AUD JPY would fall off. So that's the only time I could consider trading any other currency during outside of their kill zone. Like AUD JPY is clearly an Asia session pair, but it could be moved during New York session because of the dollar affecting the yen. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully it does. Oh, and also I decided to look at this as a market maker buy model, measuring from the high that I'm expecting to get to the low of the range. We got the 25% being our best entry. That's the smart, if you've missed the smart money reversal, that's the next best entry. If I had seen this earlier before you sent it, I would have gotten in here the 25% of the market maker buy model, because we got this other block there and we got a shift in structure by closing above this high. And keep in mind, this is an hourly time frame, so it took a while for this setup to form. So I would have considered going there for sure. And then when I saw that we were still below the 50% of the range last night, last night during the Asia session, I saw that this was a good opportunity to take AUD JPY again. So yeah, my target is up there. I don't really care much about risk reward, I just care much about profitability. So I don't know if that answered your question. I know I took like a long time to get around me answering your question of where I put my SL and entry. My entry is there, obviously. SL is there, target is there, because that's the external range liquidity from the daily perspective. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Let's continue with our IPDA data range. We are done with AUD USD. Let's move on to Euro dollar. I feel like a lot of people that are here, or a lot of people that got to my channel, actually found me through the IPDA data range video. I'm interested, for those that are listening, for those that are still here, how did you find out about my channel? What was the first video you saw, or how did you stumble upon this weird part of YouTube? A random dude rambling on the internet. So just out of curiosity, how did you guys find out about this channel? That's 20 days look forward, 20 days back, 40 days and 60 days. We draw our opening price. We label that as our EQ. Well, I label it as EQ. What's this? I will target the equal highs and get out of the trade. Wait, equal highs on what? On AJ? On AJ. If you're talking about AJ, I'm guessing this high. Maybe. I'm guessing. Because it's relatively equal to that. if it's something else, then I don't know. This guy, God told me to look for you, and I found you. Of course, divine instruction. That is a whole different level. I don't even know who else can beat that. It's a whole different level there. Divine instructions. Let's see. Yeah, bro, search for IPDA. No guys explaining it clearly, IPDA, but you did. So you deserve a subscription from me. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was actually surprised that a few comments were like that, saying something like along the lines of me being able to explain IPDA data range clearly and stuff. I thought that would have been something obvious. But yeah, I do try. Thank you. Yeah, you actually explained IPDA so well. That is. I appreciate. There was a question I had. Oh, the equal highs. Yeah, you're talking about these ones. Relatively equal. Let's move it up to this buy side liquidity ones. I do believe it's gonna get there, but for me, I feel if it does get there, or when it does get there, I'm probably going to move my stop loss to break even or take some partials or something. I'm not sure. Or just adjust my stop loss from being at this low to maybe this one. I don't know. Personally, I was just gonna leave it and see what happens. And yeah, a genius. I don't know if I could be considered a genius, but thank you. No, I don't think of myself as a genius. I am a very average individual. YouTube recommended me to your weekly analysis. That's surprising actually, because a lot of people don't actually get to see my weekly analysis video, but I think there were a few that I saw the algorithm pushed more than the others. So that's cool. And speaking of the weekly analysis, I have to do the one for this week, probably after this live stream, or later today during the New York session. But yeah, should be easy, straightforward. I'm not gonna be looking at the indices yet until I get that weekly confirmation, because there's no need to keep talking about something that I'm waiting to form. But with the rest, I can obviously make an outlook of what I'm looking for. So this is euro dollar teasing us. We're at the 1.1 level, not wanting to give it to us because of SMT. That was incredible. That actually pained me. I'm not gonna lie, that actually pained me, because I was waiting to see if we could take out the 1.1 psychological level. Looking at how close we are, just checking how close we were to 1.1, which was at the time the 40 days look back high. Now it's the 60 days high, because it was relatively equal to this high. But yeah, I guess this month might actually be the month we finally get to that 1.1 level. I'm keeping an eye out on that, but yeah, my top priority is AUD USD. I don't know if I've already given you guys the reason why, but interest rates differentials, seasonal tendencies, and high time frame confirmation. So I'm trying to increase my chances as much as possible to get the trade that I'm looking for. So got it, 20 days, 40 days, 60 days. I think we have one more or two more, then we're done with the majors, because we are done with the AUD dollar. We're done with euro dollar, we're done with GU, and now we need to do NZD and USD CAD. I'm not gonna do euro, I'm not going to worry myself about UJ right now. I'm going to primarily focus on USD CAD and NZD USD. So let's finish up with these last two. I feel sort of cringy, weird, or whatever you want to call it, when I ask people to like and subscribe. But if you're there already, if the button is already looking at you, I mean, why not, right? Just click on it, just tap on that cheeky little button don't have to think too much about it. Just tap on it. I'd appreciate that. Makes me feel weird. Makes me feel like a weird YouTuber or something. I'm not even a YouTuber. I'm just some guy. Let's see. That's our EQ. That's our 20 days low. I'm left with one more after this, then we're done. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, obviously I'm here. If you want me to look at any chart, any time frame, I'm here. Anything at all, just let me know as we conclude the last one. Who's copying my emo reaction here? Wait, oh, the YouTube thingy, like these weird confetti and stuff like that. And that's the thing, you can't see. There are no names. YouTube wants me to log in. I don't want to log in. Let's just leave it like where it was. Okay, let's finish up. Got that. Tracking CAD JPY, waiting for 4-hour bullish order block. That is incredible. So I'm guessing you mean you're tracking that for the month, right? CAD JPY. Okay, CAD JPY. I don't know what your bias is, but all my yen crosses, I'm waiting for everything against the yen to take out a like, I don't know, a high, a significant high. In UJ, it's gonna be the all-time high. I'm waiting for an all-time high to be purged on UJ. Then I'm looking for an entry to take it back down. So I'm looking for selling opportunities on UJ. So everything against the yen, like GJ and CADJ and Euro JPY, I'm looking for sales. I don't know if that's your bias as well. Bitcoin, wow. Bitcoin is a whole different beast. But let me check it now actually. So we got the lows and we got the highs. It's crazy that in this case the 40 days and the 60 days low is the same low, and it's also crazy that the 40 days high and 20 days high are very close to each other. So I am definitely bullish on this, and that we've taken liquidity. Let me check out CAD JPY and Bitcoin. Can you make a video on COT data reading, please? I do have a video where I actually broke down how I do my weekly or monthly analysis, but I will definitely look into that. I no longer use COT. I used to incorporate that a lot with my seasonal tendencies and interest rate differentials to make a decision for the month. Then I decided that it wasn't really worth it anymore, but I will definitely make a video on COT data. It's really straightforward. So right now on my list of videos to make, I have COT data, as you just mentioned, and I also have SMT divergences. Like some people might not know what currency to compare a certain currency with, you know. So what pair is correlated to which one, like how gold is correlated to silver, or how ES is correlated to NQ. So some people might not know that and what currency is to pair it with. So I'll show them how I see it. So on CAD JPY, you said you're waiting for a 4-hour shift. This is actually, remember the time I was like telling you that we've gotten small body candles, small body, and they're all bearish. I get the feeling that this candle right here is going to massively expand to the upside without leaving everyone behind. I don't even think you'll get the... Jeez, I don't know if you're thinking about buying or selling, by the way, but if you're thinking about buying, or you're waiting for this other block to be tagged, the same one that I'm looking for. Yeah, if it can give us this, I'll be so happy. If it can give us this entry, the other block entry, I would also take it. I would definitely take it. It's a better risk reward as well, because your stop loss would be at the low of the other block and your target is that external range liquidity. So yeah, if it can give us this other block, that would be nice. That would be real nice. So I'll set an alert on the buy side and an alert at the other block. If it comes to the other block, we can take it up. Cat J means that it's gonna be a New York session pair and Asia session pair, so just pay attention to that. Yeah, just pay attention to it. It'll be nice. Of course, my first entry, if I had seen this earlier, would have been at the 50% of this range, so I would have taken this fair value gap as my first entry, and I will be looking for this to at the main entry, my main higher risk entry. Higher risk as in the account size. So yeah, this would be nice, but if it runs to the buy side first, I'm not going to worry myself about it anymore. I'll just leave it be. But if we can somehow get this, I'll take it. Discount of the range, bullish order block, expansion to the buy side liquidity. And I get the feeling yen might be the one to drop this, and then CAD will be the one to take it up. But I don't really know the future, so I can't say with certainty. GA has been very high resistance. The way it's been going down has been, I don't even know what to call it. It's just insane. But we will soon get the displacement we are looking for. We don't have any GBP news this week, but we do have NFP on Friday, which affects everything, and we also have CAD news on Friday, which affects which would probably give us the entry we're looking for on CAD JPY, or reach our targets on Friday. So just something to keep an eye out on. Week 2 and week 3 of April will be the best weeks to trade this month, for those that are not sure when to trade. Yeah, please, whole explanation like interest rate and seasonal tendency. Yeah, I made a video like that before, but I think it's probably a little bit outdated now, so I will make a renewed one where I cover a full inter-market analysis. Let's finish up the IPDA then, because I have a few things to get to now. Just a few things. So let me just round up here, then so we're done with NZD USD. The last one that I said I wanted to do was USD CAD, which has been extremely choppy, but what can we say? Alt V, extend it out, 20 days cast forward, 20 days look back, 40 days look back, and finally 60 days look back. Then of course we put on the opening price there. That's our EQ. Well, that's at least my EQ. I think my mouse battery is acting weird. It needs to be plugged in. These echo highs are looking too nice. I just never got an entry. I don't know if you guys got an entry on USD CAD. I sent a chart on the group, on the Telegram channel. I don't know if it's been tagged yet, if our entry has been reached, my entry has been reached yet. I don't know what you guys are looking at, but USD CAD is really nice. As a clean setup, if you can give us the entry, I mean. So we got that. I don't know why I'm doing it one by one now. I could have just done it all at the same time and be done. Yeah, I think I'll end the stream in about 6 minutes. So by 5:30 I'll end the stream. I should be done. I am done now after this with my IPDA data range. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions or want me to view any other charts. I will check out the BTC USD now before the end of the stream. But if there's anything else to add, please let me know. Jeez. Okay, yeah. I need to really plug in my mouse because it's acting up now. That's the 20 days look back. That's the 60 days, and the same goes with here. This is the 60 days. GBP CAD and Euro CAD positively related. Yes, they are. Well, yeah, because the pound and the euro are closely tied to each other in terms of interest rates and power of the currency, of course. So the same way that I'll be looking at GBP AUD and Euro AUD, I'll replace this with GBP CAD and Euro CAD. So yeah, when I'm looking for one to fall off, I'm looking for the other to fall off as well. Yeah, we're done with the majors. Well, not all the majors, because there's obviously USD JPY and USD Swiss franc, but I'm not gonna look at those safe havens right now. I'm looking at these, and I believe we have a setup that I sent to the group on USD CAD. Let's see. Oh yeah, the 4 hour breaker, that 4 hour entry. I don't know if we'll get that though, but if we do get it, I'll take it for sure without thinking twice, because it's below discount. It's the only PDA rate that I see below discount. If you had caught it here, good for you. Like, you know, the time we closed above, good. But we still didn't close above this swing high. We closed above this swing high, yes. So we got our market structure shift already, and we got our breaker formed after that, the last up close candle. If you don't know what a breaker is, or if you're having difficulties identifying breakers, which I also had difficulties myself, but eventually with time I was able to figure it out, and I created a step-by-step rule or point to follow to identify a breaker, which I have on the channel as well. I'm not sure what it's called anymore, but I have it on the channel. Let's see if we can link it on the video. Loading up, muted. Okay, so we just do this. Yeah, for those that don't know already, I don't think you guys don't know what a breaker is, but yeah, I'm looking for that. I'm looking for a possible tap back into this breaker, and specifically this fair value gap. Then I'm looking for them to take it up. I am bearish on GBP CAD. That's fine. I think it's honestly fine. Like, you should remember that even though this is USD CAD, at the end of the day, USD is probably going to be the one riding, controlling this, right? If we are still short-term bullish on the dollar, you would expect a retracement to buy the dollar up, right? So USD CAD being bullish is not a problem, but GBP on the other hand, looking at GBP on the 4 hour, GBP USD is bearish, right? Looking at GBP AUD, on the 4-hour, bearish. GBP CAD, bearish. GBP Swiss, bearish but confusing because it's going back to neutral. GBP JPY, bearish as well. So it's not something wrong for you to be wanting to buy GBP CAD. I mean, sell GBP CAD. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, nothing wrong with wanting to sell Euro CAD. So, yeah, of course, in a situation where CAD is the one, like let's say we have CAD CPI coming out right now, obviously you would have to be in one side of the market for you to be profitable. But in this case, if you're looking for a relatively longer term position, you are likely going to be profitable anyway. I remember wanting to see these highs swept first before selling GBP CAD. I don't know, I forgot where you said you wanted to sell from. It's probably the same highs that I have, but I was looking for those highs to be swept for me to sell it, but obviously we didn't come back there. Yeah, this was my target. This also liquidity here was my target. How did I come with this setup? I had this set up like over the weekend, I think. I don't know if it was a daily. Where did I get it from? Oh, yeah. It was the daily. I think it was the daily. Yeah, and also it's visible on the weekly. So, yeah, last week I was looking for this market maker sell model on a lower time frame. Internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. But in this case, not just external range liquidity, is going to also be the completion of the market maker sell model. So yeah, this is why I wanted to sell. I don't know why you wanted to sell GBP CAD. I forgot what your chart looks like, but I was looking at this. So that's why I wanted those relative equal highs on the 4-hour, because that high are these highs. So if somehow we can magically sweep it without getting to the target, which is this initial consolidation, the initial chop before, yeah, smart money reversals there on the 25% and then a continuation down. So if we can somehow come to these highs, somehow, if we had like a, I don't know, GBP CPI numbers coming out, I would have taken it if it got there. Or CAD news or something coming out, I would have taken it if it somehow spiked up to that high. Then I would have taken it down. But if it doesn't give me that high, I don't think I'll touch it, because I'm looking at that high from a weekly chart. It was part of my plans for the week. I haven't made the video yet, so I didn't show. So I was looking for this possibility. If you get that, I'll take it. I'm guessing, I don't know where your entry is, but it's probably going to be around the same area, knowing how you always seek for premium and discount levels. But we'll see. We will see. Yeah, it's 1:30 now. It's 5:32. I don't really have much else to add. I've already drawn out my IPDA data range. So let's round up by looking at the crypto market, then we're done. So on Bitcoin, I was looking for highs. I was looking for the all-time high to be taken one more time. On the daily chart, we have this bullish trend, right? I wanted over this weekend, weekend where we were falling off right here, I wanted to see if this low could be swept, because I forgot what range I was looking at, but I was looking at some range, and I told myself, if I'm looking for a discounted price, especially on crypto, especially on Bitcoin, I wanted it to be this low. But now that this low was not taken, I would say pay attention to this low, this swing low here. If this swing low is taken, but personally I'll be looking at this one, to be honest with you. If this one is taken, look for a shifting structure on the 1 hour, then look to take it back up. So I hated when it came all the way down and did not take the low that I wanted it to take, and then it created a shifting structure on the 1 hour and then just continued rallying from there. But we still didn't take out the all-time high. So right now it's at a place where I could say it could be looking to fall off, especially if you're going to be comparing it to Ethereum, which is the correlated pair. And you notice that Ethereum has been falling off for some time now, heavily. So there's obviously a massive SMT somewhere to consider selling Bitcoin. But I wanted to buy it. I just didn't get my entry 2 weeks ago, so I'm not going to stress it anymore. I'm not going to stress about it anymore. Like literally, the cleaner setups out there in the market than this. I could literally trade oil and be much more profitable and be sure of where the market is likely going to draw to, than trying to fight my way to milking some profit on oil. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but I would rather just not touch oil Bitcoin right now. The other markets that could be traded that are easier. Oil, if oil can somehow create a swing high for us, I would measure the recent range, look for discounts to continue taking it higher. But that's a later video. Entered AUD JPY on 5 minutes shift instruction. Oh, we got that. We didn't get the 15-minute one yet, but let's see. AJ 5 minutes. Oh, this one. I'm guessing. I don't know if it is, but I'm guessing when we closed above this high, we just jumped in. I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about, but I'm guessing it is. There's also that high. Yeah, it is. Okay, sweet, perfect. We also respected this fair value gap. We're coming back to it again, but we respected it. We now have this breaker as well. We were pushing down the whole time. The last candle that deceived us, that made us think we were going to finally run up, was this guy. So we got a breaker and a fair value gap combination. If I hadn't entered right now, I'd be entering like crazy. This is where I would have been pyramiding. Not gonna lie. Maybe I might consider that. Trading. Let's see. And yeah, why not? So yeah, this is where I would have been considering entering, because we've got a fair value gap and a breaker there. And if you're entering with this 5 minute setup, the logical stop loss would be here, this swing low right here. So I would have had a setup like this: entry at the breaker combined with the fair value gap, stop loss there, and of course the target being, first target being the swing high, which is today's high, midnight high. Actually, that's a reasonable target because that's the midnight opening price as well, right? So you got this. Okay, the midnight price is there, but yeah, we also have the London high right there. So I'll target the London high first and then external range liquidity after, which is just close by. So 2 to 1 is reasonable for me. Makes sense to me. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time, and yeah, for me this makes sense. I wouldn't like to see you take this low anymore. The swing low that we made now during London. Yeah, this is a high. This is, for me, this is an A+ setup. Let's send it to the group, then call it a session. I think we are done. I don't know if you have any other questions. If anybody has any questions, actually, not just you. Oh, where's the? I forgot to pyramid here. I am pyramiding my AJ entry now, and I don't want to see that low taken anymore. Come on. If my mouse can just stop being bothersome right now. As I said, I would not like to see the low taken, the low that we just created now taken anymore. So, oh obviously this is just my views and not something that should be taken as a trade financial advice or anything like that. So yeah. Oh, this high actually wasn't the external range liquidity. This high was the one where what's his name? Shravan was saying that he would take his profits, the relative equal highs. I would have been taking partials there, then targeting those highs. So let's set an alert to let us know when to take partials. Well, let me know when to take partials. So if you actually hold this all the way to the external range liquidity, you'll be making it'll be a 5-to-1 risk reward. So that's even nicer. Yeah, that's even nicer. So let's see how this pans out. I have pyramided in the breaker. Well, I missed the breaker, but I pyramided anyway. So yeah, I think we're done. There doesn't seem to be any other question. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your time spent from your busy days, and yeah, thank you. We will talk later, and I will make the weekly outlook video today, so hopefully it'll be out by New York session. Take care, stay safe, good luck, and good trading.